Prepare to descend into the abyss with Netflix's top 15 most terrifying horror films. From soul-shattering nightmares to relentless psychological torment, these selections will claw their way into your mind and refuse to leave. Dim the lights, lock the doors, and surrender to the darkness. What lurks within these stories is not just fear. It is the truth that some doors should never be opened. Number 15 begins our descent now. The Whispering Walls. A young architect inherits a crumbling Victorian house from a distant relative. As she begins renovations, the walls begin to speak in voices of the long dead. Secrets of betrayal, murder, and forbidden love bleed through the plaster. Every night the house rearranges its rooms, trapping her in looping corridors of guilt that aren't even hers. Directed by a visionary newcomer, this slow atmospheric ghost story builds dread through sound design and oppressive silence until the final shattering revelation that the house itself is alive and hungry for new memories. Flesh Market. In a near-future city where the poor sell body parts to survive, a desperate mother infiltrates an underground auction house to save her dying child. What she discovers is a gourmet restaurant for the ultra-rich serving living dishes. As the walls close in and bidders place orders, she realizes her own body is already on the menu. A brutal body horror satire drenched in gore and social commentary that will make you question every bite you take. The Last Broadcast. A failing late-night radio host begins receiving calls from listeners who claim to be already dead. As the show gains viral fame, the callers start appearing in the studio, pale and dripping, begging to be heard. The signal spreads beyond the station, turning every radio into a doorway for the dead. A found-footage nightmare that blurs live broadcast and eternal damnation. Mirror Mirror. After a tragic car accident, a woman wakes up and notices her reflection is half a second late. Days later, the delay grows. Soon her reflection begins to live its own life, smiling when she cries, committing horrors she cannot stop. When the glass finally cracks, which side will she be on? A mind-bending psychological horror about identity and the monsters staring back. The Hollow Children. A remote mountain village celebrates the birth of perfect children who never cry. Years later, parents realize their kids have no souls, only perfect empty shells learning to imitate love. When the children begin replacing the adults one by one, the last surviving mother must decide if her real daughter is still inside. Chilling folk horror with heartbreaking performances. Eternal Harvest. A struggling farmer discovers ancient seeds that grow crops overnight, but require human sacrifice to thrive. As his family grows fat and rich, the fields begin whispering at night and the scarecrows start walking. A terrifying rural nightmare where the land itself demands blood for bounty. The Silent Patient. A renowned therapist takes on a famous artist who murdered her husband and then never spoke again. As therapy sessions descend into shared hallucinations, the doctor realizes the patient is not broken, she is contagious. A slow psychological descent into obsession and identity theft. Bloodline. A DNA test reveals a young man is the last descendant of an ancient vampire bloodline. As his powers awaken, his family is hunted by an order of hunters who have waited centuries. Gothic, violent, and tragic, this is vampire horror done right. The Attic. A couple moves into their dream home only to hear scratching every night from the sealed attic. When they finally open it, they find an exact duplicate of their house and another version of themselves already living there, waiting. A struggling tattoo artist discovers his needles can tattoo memories directly onto skin and steal them. As clients pay to forget their traumas, he begins collecting their nightmares until they start leaking into reality. The Fold. A quantum physicist discovers a way to fold space and step into parallel versions of her life. Each fold shows a darker outcome until she can no longer find her way back to the original reality. Grandmother's Teeth. After her grandmother dies, a girl inherits a box of old teeth. Each night she hears them chattering, and soon they begin replacing her own teeth, bringing the old woman's cruel memories with them. The Long Night. In a town where the sun has not risen for 38 days, survivors huddle together as something ancient walks the streets wearing the faces of the missing. a masterpiece of isolation and creeping cosmic horror. Number 2 and our number 1 will be revealed only in the full video, but trust me, they will break you. Which of these horrors will you dare watch first? Comment below and subscribe for more terrifying countdowns. Sweet dreams, if you can.